Good evening, everyone. I wanted to read to you tonight. What I want to start doing is to read to you excerpts from these books that I use for the herbal medicine making. And I want to read to you some of the parts that I feel are the most important and also the easiest to understand, the most useful parts. So, tonight I'm going to be reading from the Modern Herbal Dispensatory, a medicine making guide by Thomas Easley and Stephen Horn. Now, I got my copy at Amazon.com. I don't think it was much more than about $10. This is a wonderful book. I'm going to be doing the same thing with several of my favorite herbal books. But tonight I wanted to start with Chapter 1, Getting Started, some of the basic concepts in the herbal medicine, and I want to read to you what it says about the herbal energetics. Okay, herbal energetics. The major constituents that give herbs their various actions can be detected using human senses. The effects of these basic constituents can be felt and observed in one's own body. This observation and detection are what modern Western herbalists call energetics. Herbs can be divided into broad energetic categories based on their taste, constituents, and basic effects on the body. Learning these basic categories is like learning the alphabet or musical notes. They just form the basis for understanding the language of herbalism. Just as musical notes are arranged together to create an infinite array of music, the energetic properties of herbs blend together to create thousands of unique herbal profiles. Now, that explains how when we go to start making our herbal medicine, how we may want to pair certain herbs together, and also the means by which we prepare the herbs. Okay, how herbs affect energy production, how herbs affect the density of tissue, how herbs affect muscle tone, flow, and secretion. How herbs affect energy production. Warming refers to herbs that stimulate or speed up metabolism, increase energy production and warmth, and bring blood flow and vitality to tissues that are pale and cool. Cooling refers to herbs that sedate or slow down metabolism to decrease energy production while cooling or soothing irritation and redness. Neutral describes herbs that are neither warm nor cool. Neutral herbs do not have a strong effect on circulation or cellular metabolism. Okay, now how herbs affect the density of tissues. Moistening refers to herbs that increase the moisture content of tissues, which means they lubricate and soften dry, brittle, or hardened tissues. Drying refers to herbs that remove excess fluid from tissue, causing it to become more firm and dense, relieving conditions of dampness and swelling. Balancing is the term we use for herbs that normalize tissues that are neither damp nor dry, helping to balance the amount of moisture and solids, minerals, within the tissues. How herbs affect muscle tone, flow, and secretion. Constricting refers to herbs that increase the tone or tension within muscles and other tissues, which stops excess flow and secretion. These herbs tone up tissues that have become overly relaxed or weak and that are leaking or secreting fluid, such as blood or mucus. Relaxing refers to herbs that relax muscle cramps and spasms, relieving excess tension in the tissues. This promotes easier flow and movement and can help to increase deficient secretion. Nourishing is the term we use for herbs that provide essential nutrients that aid tissue healing, improving tissue structure and function. Now, I wanted to bring that up to you because as I'm learning about things with herbs on a more precise, clinical manner, not just intuitive as I have always done, there are times when I find that I will pair certain herbs and have a certain effect. Now that would refer to the warming. Okay, so let's take for example, and I hope that I'm getting this right. Well, I'm still on my journey as well. But if you pair something like cayenne peppers with ginger, and I can't think of it right now. One of the herbs I used recently promotes sweating. Well, those herbs will stimulate blood flow. Remember, we have the word of sesquiterpenes that are about oxygenation of the blood. And so a lot of these plants, their chemicals produce a increase in blood flow, increase in red blood vessels, red blood cells rather, and can create a hyperactivity or an alertness. I don't know right offhand because I am still reading on this, but I would think peppers and ginger would be some of the examples of that. I've had the respiratory stuff, and I had some of my fire cider, my oxymel last night, and I'm cleared all the way up, and that lit me on fire. Now all it was vinegar. It has peppers, a variety of jalapeno, cayenne, chili. It's got it's got garlic and onions and scallions. It has turmeric and ginger, and I let it ferment. And so that's ready there to be taken as medicine. Well, yeah, I broke out in a sweat. Immediately after taking it, I broke out in a sweat. So something that's in there, or the chemical binding, maybe it's the right word, of some of the elements together created this heating effect, this making the mucus flow out of me, increasing blood circulation. So these herbal medicines, once you get into it, now yes, it's very easy to look in a book, and that's mostly what I've done, and say, oh well, here's dandelions, and dandelions cure this, and dandelions cure that, and here are some of the chemical components to dandelion, and here's some of the ways I can take it. Well, that's good. I'm very proud for any of you doing that, and that's what I've been doing, and that's how I mainly operate. But I thought that I might bring to you, and y'all let me know if this is helpful or not. If it's not helpful, if it just sounds like gobbledygook, please comment and let me know. But some of these things in the books are not for lay people who just want to aid their own health and their own family's health. Some of these books are to help beginning herbalists, people who will then go on to heal others professionally, or they may make medicines to sell professionally. So that's what some of these books are for. Well, I wanted to go through and pull out some of the easier to understand parts and components and share those and see what you think about that, if it gives you any aid in understanding at all, and if you'd like for me to continue doing that. But I had just opened the book up to this part, and I thought, well, that makes sense. And I have seen these words, these descriptors talking about certain herbs and how they are warming or cooling. there are nervines, there are stimulants. This book is very complex and in depth. And so I did want to bring you just certain little parts that I felt like would be helpful. There's a section on glycerites and how to make them. Chapter 7 is a whole chapter on advanced extraction techniques. And so I thought, well, maybe that'll be something you might want to hear me read. Y'all know, well, those of you who follow me on my Facebook page know that I'm reading a lot more, doing these audio videos, trying to make a dialogue to help my cat when I'm not here at home to be more calm and less anxious. And so he really is enjoying listening to these audio videos. And so this was another one that I felt could be a dual purpose of informing and also recording, so that it's for Yoda. Y'all have seen him in the background. Yoda, come here. He's not going to. He does this thing now where he just paces around. Hey, buddy. Hey, Yoda. Sorry, it went kind of blurry there. But if y'all find this to be helpful, please let me know. If you don't, please let me know that too. But this was taken from the Modern Herbal Dispensatory, a medicine making guide. And until next time, God bless you all, and good night.